I started senior footy when I was 16, but before that I played all my juniors through with the Crocs, so starting from under 14s, I think I was 12 years old, so that was a long time ago now, but yeah, I've played seniors since I was 16, so yeah. After I finished school, I went down to uni in Victoria and studied my teaching degree down there, so I had a bit of time off footy up here, but then when I moved back to teach up here, I resumed playing. Best teammate, there's a few. Ed Barlow's probably up there, one of the best players I've seen come up and play. Same with Damien Cupido when he played up here. He's a big full forward that kicked goals from everywhere. So, but definitely blokes like at the moment, Ed Barlow and even Matty Kennard when he was playing were blokes that I thought stood out. Willie, he's very energetic. You know how high he can jump, so he always gives you an option up forward, and when he's kicking straight, it even adds more value to our team. So it's been fantastic to play alongside him for up nearly 10 years now. So yeah, I look forward to that game. Premiership for me is where you want to, what the goal is, and obviously just have fun and playing with your mates. But yeah, that premiership is the one that you're chasing. Probably the one that I remember the most is Matty Kennard's retirement game a couple of years ago when we were down by 7 goals and we ended up at three-quarter time we ended up coming back and winning, and I thought that was a really good game just to show some heart for our captain and come back and win, and that was probably one of the better wins we've had as a club that I've been involved in.
So my football journey sort of began when I was at the age of 15. I remember my first season I was getting ready, and pretty lucky that it was with my younger brother Joe, who was a superstar, so he stole all the limelight off me for those games, and yeah, I was sort of a get a touch here and there sort of bloke, so to start it off like that, I think it was the kickstart I needed just to enjoy that footy with a bit of family and really get me enjoying and loving the game. So I went down to Perth for a few years from the age of 16 and sort of found my feet playing footy down there in the Waffle. It was a Western Australian Amateur Football League. I sort of started to find my athletic ability and started to trim down and lose a bit of weight because I was a little chubby bloke when I was younger. And then so I went back to Kununurra, and I was lucky enough to become captain for 6 games, and before eventually moving down to Melbourne for 6 months. But while I was in Kununurra playing, Laith Waterbury's was the recruitment officer for Southern Districts, and he watched my game and he was impressed with it and asked me if I wanted to come up to Darwin and have a kick. My dad played for Southern Districts when he was a young fella, so he was in Darwin a long time ago, but after that it was my connection with my uncle Eric Cox and my older cousin brother Lyndon Brandy, so they played for the Southern Districts Crocs the year before I came up, and they sort of opened that pathway for us boys from Kununurra to come up and have a kick up in the NTFL, and I remember it was just so exciting, and so that was got me here at Districts, and ever since I started from my first game, met some lifelong friends that got me here and kept me at the Crocs, and ever since then I didn't look back and just enjoyed every moment of it. I'm a bit blessed because I've got good genes from my dad's side and my mum's side, so if everyone sort of freaks out of the way I jump up here, then you got nothing on my uncles. So back home, all my mum's younger brothers, those blokes can jump over small buildings. I've grown up my whole life watching them, and I sort of they're pretty much my idols, so changing from the NTFL, I think just the way blokes go about it is definitely getting more professional, and it's definitely like the blokes are starting to get more athletic. Like you've got tall blokes that can do everything and anything. It's just improving each year. It's getting stronger and stronger, and like everyone's talking about, one day hopefully the NTFL can make an AFL team. So I think that's what everyone's aiming for. So it's definitely heading in the right direction. So Matty Duffy is a bit of a serious bloke at training, but I try and crack a smile out of him by throwing jokes at him. I get one every month, I reckon. But besides that, yeah, he's a workhorse. He does the right thing. He's always switched on. I think he prepares well. He try to do everything right. So he's definitely one of the blokes that you'd want around your team, especially at training, because he pushes you to be better as well. So keeps you on your toes. To take over from someone like Matty Kennard, it's a big task. Obviously, that bloke's he's a legend at our club, and he's someone that I looked up to ever since my first game at Districts. And I reckon in my eyes, he's probably the best captain I've ever got captained by. So for him to tell me that I'm going to be taking over the reins, after he retired up, and I was shocked and I was nervous because obviously big shoes to fill, and he guided me through the first season and second season and still up to this day. So to captain Districts to a final, let alone a grand final, it was something that's going to stick with me forever until I pass away. So yeah, it's one of the biggest memories that I'll definitely cherish.